Time now 6:29 and still ahead on Montana this morning. Though he wasn't at the governor's debate, he was still a big topic of conversation.
A man is charged with stalking an employee of a laundromat and a car wash. I'm Cody Boyer in Bozeman. The unique way police say they caught him.
Right ahead at 6:30 on this Preparing Your Food Wednesday for Thanksgiving. Chet Lehman, Caitlin Corbett, Matt Elwell with you here. Holy cow, that wind, the
you
cold.
can hear it.
Yeah, I could feel it.
Howling.
It wasn't so windy when I left the house this morning in Belgrade, but by the time I got out on Jackrabbit, the car was all over the road.
Yeah.
We're going to be dealing with some nasty stuff for sure as we're going over the course of the next day or two. So yeah, enjoy. Bundle up on the way out this morning. Temperatures into the 20s. That's not so bad. The wind chill has been down into the single digits and near zero pretty much all morning. We're not seeing a lot of snow showing up on satellite and radar, although there is a little snow being reported in Butte. We have winter weather advisories out. We're going to fill that in. Talked about the Butte area being updated on that winter weather advisory. They just did, so we'll break that all down for you. Looks like cold and breezy for us. Bundle up as you're heading out. We're going to break down your complete forecast in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Matt. 6:30 now. You might call it a 67% attendance rate. Yeah, two of the three Republicans running for Montana's governor squared off last night in the public debate in Helena.
And even though one of those candidates wasn't there, his presence was still felt. MTN's chief political reporter Mike Dennison has a story.
The two-person debate at Carroll College featured Attorney General Tim Fox and State Senator Al Olszewski of Kalispell. Republican Congressman Greg Gianforte said he couldn't be there because of a prior family commitment. But that didn't stop Fox from getting in a dig at Gianforte right off the bat, including a reference to a fundraiser Gianforte held Sunday in Helena with Donald Trump Jr.
I'm disappointed, like you are, that Greg Gianforte decided not to cooperate in those negotiations, and so he's not here today. But all is not lost. Just this week, you could have paid $1,000 for a special time with Greg here in Helena.
The two candidates fielded questions about jobs and the economy from a panel of Carroll faculty and one student. When it came to education and worker shortages, both said Montana must place more focus on vocational education.
I think that we should start early in our education system to let our students know that not everyone needs a four-year college degree to be happy, to be successful, or to have financial success.
And Olszewski pointed to programs that he supported in the legislature and would expand to help push more students toward needed jobs in rural areas.
We're going to continue to work on student loan forgiveness and debt relief for those people who go into healthcare, go into education, and into STEM fields, and then go to rural and frontier Montana.
Olszewski also said he'd be a promoter of rural Montana, which he said can offer good jobs, and he gave a full-throated endorsement of coal development.
Whether you like it or not, our world lives on coal. And if we're going to have Asia Pacific Rim running on coal, we need to make sure it's Montana coal. It's good for Montana and it's good for our climate.
Yet, when it came down to details and policy, the two candidates mostly agreed. The only real sparks came when Fox sought to point out differences between himself and Mr. Gianforte. So even though we didn't have all three candidates here Tuesday, we still got a good preview of what will certainly be a hard-fought race. Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
And all three Republicans are scheduled to be at a debate in Billings in January. 4 Democrats also are in the race for the Montana governor.
6:33 now in Treasure State headlines. A man is dead after being shot by an officer in Great Falls on Monday.
Officials say they were trying to arrest a man on a parole violation when he got out of a car holding a handgun. A deputy U.S. Marshal fired his weapon and killed the man. That man's name has not yet been released. Officers say they tried to talk to him when they saw him seated in an SUV with a handgun, but the man didn't respond before the incident.
In other headlines, 2 Columbia Falls businesses are holding a joint fundraiser for the family of a young girl who was hit by a vehicle as she exited a school bus.
6-year-old Jordana Hubble was struck by a vehicle after a driver failed to yield to a stop sign on the school bus. The Hubble family says Jordana remains in critical condition with widespread brain damage. Organizers say the fundraiser will help bring additional awareness to local drivers. Police in Bozeman arrest a man accused of stalking a woman working at a local laundromat.
Yeah, MTN's Cody Boyer picks up that story.
It is one of those situations that can make a person feel super uneasy.
It's a case that ends in the arrest of Timothy Hammond, charged with felony stalking and privacy and communications. Sergeant Travis Munter says the phone call started around 3 weeks ago.
For about a month, she's received multiple phone calls, many from the same number, some from blocked numbers.
Investigators say the calls became unpleasant, forcing her to leave work with a stun gun for her own safety.
Heavy breathing. Some were making comments. One of them particularly was, you look good in there while you're cleaning.
Police say the employee did her own homework, was able to track down the suspect's phone number. And when police looked into that number, they were able to track that down to a mobile home across the street.
He acknowledged that he knew we were there, knocking on the door. He acknowledged knowing why we were there.
Police eventually tracked Hammond's number to the New World Gulch trailhead, where they say he admitted to the acts, saying he was lonely. In court, a similar criminal record surfaced.
He has charges out of Idaho and Oregon with no recorded disposition, including felony burglary, misdemeanor trespassing, felony rape, and private indecency.
Hammond could face up to 5 years in prison if he's convicted. Sergeant Munter says the employee's vigilance is a reminder. Be on your guard no matter what.
We all should be taking our own personal safety seriously, because you just don't know.
Now, Cody tells us Hammond's bail set at $30,000. If he does post bond, he is required to wear a GPS monitor at all times. We'll continue to follow that story. 6:35 now, wildlife officials are investigating the illegal killing of a bull moose in the Highland Mountain area just south of Butte.
Fish, Wildlife, and Parks investigators suspect someone shot this moose sometime last week east of Melrose and Camp Creek and then left the carcass to rot. Investigators are asking for any information that could help solve this crime, which is being called a waste.
It's very upsetting to see a wasted moose out there. They weigh, 700 pounds, and there's 300 plus pounds of meat on there, and it's all just gone to waste out in the field.
And anyone with information is being asked to call 1-800-TIP-MONT. Well, back to holiday shopping. Black Friday is almost here, and millions of parents will be trying to find their kids the latest toys.
That's for sure. CBS's Lisa Mateo takes a look at some of the items that could be flying off store shelves.
From Elsa's Enchanted Ice Vanity to hatching dragons, the Toy Insider's Lori Schacht has the inside scoop on what's topping kids' wish lists this holiday season.
One of the biggest trends is actually a continuing trend, and that is that those secret reveals are big business.
Hot off of a successful spring launch,
there she goes.
Bloom is back with 30 hidden treasures. Also hatching this holiday is the latest Hatchimal.
He is a lalacorn.
The rehatchable Lalacorn grows to 32 inches tall.
Different sensors, over 250 different responses and sounds from him.
Then there's Rizmo, which transforms
Oh, look at that.
through a series of stages.
Now he's getting down. There you go.
Kids and parents alike will be singing and dancing to the popular Baby Shark tune with puppets, fingerlings, and a ride-on. And YouTube star Ryan continues to put out new toys with the Super Surprise Safe and Captain Ryan's Mega Mystery Treasure Chest.
You're going to use your key, and you're going to open up the top chest, and then you're going to find your sword and your dress-up and pretend
Look at
play.
that.
Many of these toys are expected to be big sellers, so Schacht says parents might want to get them crossed off their shopping lists before they're gone. Lisa Mateo, CBS News, New York.
I don't have too many toys to buy this
Captain
year.
Ryan. I was going to call it Captain Morgan. I knew that was a different one for that pirate ship.
Oh, not the kids' toy. That's not the kids'
Don't
toy.
hide that in the kids' toy, people. That's a bad idea.
Bad idea. We're not going to do that. Next up on Montana this morning, a bus driver caught drinking on the job. We have the shocking video.
Coming up, we're giving you exclusive access to secrets and attractions of the newly renovated Empire State Building as we celebrate the redesign of this iconic skyscraper. Join us for a view like you've never seen before, coming up on CBS This Morning.